Our theme is reboot for success, control, alter, and delete. The Office of Career Services and the Y.M.T.F committee have been busy all year planning this outstanding program. And now we are ready to begin. The program will present as follows. With the exception of the spoken word, we will start with the welcome by James Carter. Thank you.
My name is James Carter III, a sophomore from Detroit, Michigan. My major is Industrial Technology Management and Applied Engineering. Tonight, I have the honor of welcoming all students, consultants, administrators, and staff and guests to the 2016 Youth Motivation Task Force Program. This year's theme is Reboot for Success, Control, Alt, and Delete. From this theme, students will learn how to be successful by taking control of their destiny, by alternating their mindsets, and deleting negative situations. We are looking forward to absorbing information that will assist us with the transition from college life to work life. We welcome you once again and invite you all back again next year.
As I went through the room this evening, everybody seemed to be feeling at home, and I'm sure Mr. Carter made you welcome, and we'd like to welcome you again and greet you at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. I sat and I listened to Ms. Davis, and I started reflecting, Kevin Blakely, on my Little League baseball team. Her dad was my catcher, and Dr. McCray, I don't know whether she's trying to tell me something, and he was only 9 or 10 years old at that time, and now his daughter is the mistress of ceremony. And so we've come a long way. The Youth Motivation Task Force program is the signature program for the Division of Student Affairs. And Ms. Jones sent some pictures over to my office this summer, stacked like that, and I looked at those pictures, and my hair was black, and I didn't have a beard. And we've come a long way. This program has evolved from having about 9 consultants. In 1978, I believe, there was only 9 consultants present at that program. And Ms. Cherry, there was no budget. Dr. Herman Smith loaned us $500 to have the dinner. And to see what the program has involved in now is amazing. This program has done so much for our students at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and it continues to do that. And Herman Smith, Kevin, when I did my very first program, about 26 years old, and I knew nothing. I was completely lost. Everything was messed up, and generally the consultants come in and do a critique of the program. So I was just sitting there just wondering what they were going to say. And you would have to know Herman Smith. He walked in the room, and the first word out of his mouth was, "I want to congratulate Mr. Bennett for a very outstanding program." And nobody said anything negative. So I really appreciate Dr. Smith for that. But this program means so much to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and so much, to our students. And as I look across the room to see some of the students that participated in career services and co-op, and some of the consultants who are back hiring some of the students from their institution and giving the students some valuable advice. And the advice that you share with the faculty and staff is very, very helpful in keeping them abreast of what corporate America looks for when they come to interview our students. So again, we greet you and we welcome you to UAPB, and be very, very candid with us. We have thick skin. Be candid with us, be candid with our students, because it will help them in the long run. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sidney Smith. I'm a graduated senior here at the university, and it's a pleasure to serve as your 2015-2016 HBCU All-Star Ambassador to the White House. If you could please join me in a moment of prayer over the food. Heavenly Father, we thank you for granting us to come together this evening. We would like to ask that you guide us give your strength and guidance and leading us as we endeavor this campaign. Allow us to serve your will. We'd also like to thank you for all who have gone into preparing this meal, as well as those coordinators over this event. Just let us fulfill your will, dear Lord. In your Son's name we ask these things. Amen.
Well, my name is Kiara Thompson. That's Kiara Thompson if you didn't hear that. I am from Crossett, Arkansas. I am a sophomore here at the university, majoring in business management. I have the honor of this evening of introducing the speaker, Mr. Torbeck Amos. Mr. Torbeck Amos serves as Director of Customer Relations for AT&T. In this role, he and his team work to ensure that customers are retained and receive splendiferous, not good customer service, splendiferous. Everybody say it with me, splendiferous customer experience. Mr. Amos oversees call center operations in both Little Rock, Arkansas, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. Additionally, he leads employee development for the mobility sales and service centers. In this role, he impacts the development of leaders across the U.S. and in several other countries. As a customer service professional, Mr. Amos was recognized as one of the top 20 leaders within the enterprise, which placed him among the top 1% of thousands in the leadership at AT&T. Since joining the company in 2002, he has served in several leadership capacities and within several work groups. Winning the hearts of his team through high levels of encouragement is the secret to his success. As of March 6, 2016, Mr. Amos will celebrate 23 years of customer service leadership experience with multiple service providers and leading customer brands. But what you all did not know is that Mr. Amos is a licensed and ordained minister for 22 years. So he's been in customer service for 23 years and ordained minister for 22 years. This man's extremely, extremely busy. Can we give it up for him just for right that, just for that? Just for ministry. Can we give it up for ministry? Yes, come on. He attended the University of Central Arkansas and the American Intercontinental University, where he studied business administration. He has received numerous awards and recognitions, but none are as important as giving back to his community and creating opportunities for young people to excel in their education, their careers, and in their life. So after the selection from Ms. Brianna Atkins, prepare your ears to feast upon this man of God. Now, you might expect him to talk about business, but also expect him to come up here and preach. The next voice you will hear, Mr. Torbeck Amos.
Good evening to everyone. Good evening. How many of you guys are just glad to be here tonight? So I would expect that type of reception if I were in the hyper right now, in a political type of setting. But thinking about where we are tonight and the individuals for which we're focused, I think we can do a little better than that. How many of you are glad to be here tonight? Vice Chancellor Bennett, thank you to you and your staff. Ms. Cherry, thank you so much for inviting us to come, and the committee who selected us to play this part in the program. I do not take this opportunity lightly to stand here tonight as the opening speaker for such a program. A few years ago, I had the honor and the privilege to serve as a consultant in this very program, and I promise my life was forever impacted. As a leader with AT&T, I've been blessed to start entry level with the company in 2002, and within a year began to promote through the chains of leadership. And now, the place that I started entry level, I am the highest ranked official in that building. Why? Not because of me being so smart, not because I have the right pedigree, not because my family owns so much stock in the company. In fact, they don't own any, but because I'm blessed. And I'll try not to preach tonight. Thank you so much for calling that out, but I'll try not to preach. I see a couple of preachers in front of me, and if I get real preachy, I'll just pass the mic. But certainly I'm glad to be here on tonight to talk to the young people that are in this room. I want you to take this opportunity very seriously this week to glean from the experiences of these leaders that have taken out of their day, out of their week, to be here to share with you some experiences that they've had in their lives, in their careers, that have landed them in a successful place. So tonight I'm talking about maximizing potential. Everybody say potential. Potential. So often we hear individuals say, oh, he has so much potential. Even in high school, you voted individuals the most likely to succeed. I think somebody's going to talk back to me tonight. The most likely to succeed. And some of you in this room tonight may have been that individual that was most likely to succeed. Or by chance, you might have been that individual that people actually counted you out. Thought that you wouldn't amount to anything, that you wouldn't be successful. And the very people that they thought would be most successful ended up on probation, academic probation, because they came to school and they left home where they were sheltered, protected, provided for, and they got to school and found out on Thursday evenings there are some parties. Thought I had some help in here. They found out that there were some organizations to join. They found out that, you have to hang out with the cool group, the seniors and the juniors that's been there, done that. And here's this little freshman trying to hang out all night instead of studying. Came to school with so much potential, so much promise, with a long road in front of them, just to find themselves on academic probation. And some of these young people have actually found themselves, their parents having to come pick them up. But when we think of potential, potential alone will not land you a job. Potential alone will not land you that 6-figure, 7-figure salary that you wish to have. But you really have to ensure that you do a few things in order to maximize your potential. Tonight, I want to share with you, you have to realize all of us, and this sounds like a spiritual word, but really it works in the workplace. You have to realize you have a destiny. Everybody say a destiny. Destiny. In other words, you have a destination for your life, right? You have a starting point, and you have what? An end point. But between your starting point and your end point, you have to work some things out. You'll have some disappointments. You'll have some mountaintop experiences that will make you just shout and, you know, there's that preacher coming back out. I think I've been preaching longer than I've been working with AT&T. But you have to understand, even with this destiny and all of these great promises for your life, you have to do your part. You can't come to school and expect the degree to be just given to you. Are you with me? Now, let me parenthetically insert, I like a talk back to me type of crowd. When I address my managers at AT&T and when I address those that are in my leadership program, they have to talk back to me to let me know I'm on the right path. Are you with me? So tonight, I want to share a few things with you in terms of Reboot for success and maximizing your potential. I love Miss Cherry, the theme talking about control. Control yourself. Alter, look for alternate solutions. Delete situations that are toxic and may cause tension and negative energy. Maximizing your potential. Every now and then, you will find yourself at a roadblock. You'll find yourself discouraged. Anybody been there before? And I believe there are some adults here, there are some business leaders in here. You've been disappointed. Are you with me? You've actually been looked over for the promotion that should have been yours. You've been looked over for the opportunity that you thought you were a perfect fit for. There's a preacher in here, you submitted resume after resume after resume, and some little joker landed the position. So often what we find ourselves doing, we begin to go back to the playbook saying, I wasn't chosen because I wasn't pretty enough. I didn't join the right organization. Not a part of the right fraternity or sorority. Maybe I should have been a part of the Griot Society. Maybe I should have been a part of something else, or should have gone to a certain church, or been a part of a certain political party. But I dare to share with you, it's not those external things you have to look at. You have to really begin looking within. So number one tonight, we have to be honest with ourselves. Everybody say, be honest with yourself. We have to realize we're not perfect. We haven't arrived at perfection. And because we haven't arrived at perfection, we can't look out at somebody else pointing the finger, but we have to look at ourselves. Are you with me tonight? Too often we find ourselves as individuals focused on everybody but ourselves. maybe that group, and maybe that other group, and maybe the other group, and maybe somebody else, they're going to be more successful than I am. And we find ourselves in a box. We create our own glass ceiling. Why? Because we're focused on somebody else versus focusing on ourselves. So if I'm not perfect, I can't expect you, Miss Cherry, to be perfect. I can't spend my life watching CNN and Channel 7 News, judging somebody else, or using someone else's life as my measuring stick. So we have to be honest with ourselves. Part of us being honest with ourselves, we have to understand we will deal with issues, we will have problems, we will have distractions, we will have things that will try to derail us from our destiny or even our graduation date. There will be many social events that will try to distract you from your midterms and your finals and your tests that you know you need to pass. There will be many distractions that will attempt to take you away from the library where you need to work on your paper. So many issues that you have to deal with. But let me carry on tonight. You're looking a little tired. Number two, you have to seek your destination through the eyes of faith. You have to believe that you can achieve more. You have to believe that you can do more. You have to believe that you can achieve getting a degree. You might be the first person in your family to have gone to college, but you can finish. But you won't finish if you don't believe in yourself. Many of you have aspirations of becoming leaders in the community, leaders in your careers, but you won't achieve it if you don't believe that you can do it yourself. Many of us, we sit around and we think that other races and other individuals have the advantage over us. And so we figure that, he'll be picked. She'll be picked. I'll never be the vice president. I'll never be the president. I will always be entry level. If you have that mindset, guess what? You will always be paralyzed by fear, sitting back saying, there's no use in me submitting my resume. I'm so thankful tonight that I had some individuals in my corner that said when I didn't have the right education level, they said, submit your resume anyway. 2 promotions ago, I was blessed with an opportunity to become a regional manager, and they indicated that I had to have a master's degree, which I didn't have, in order to interview for the job. Somebody said, you know what? Submit your resume anyway. Not only did I submit it, I got the interview and I got the job. But not only did I get that job, but guess what? I got promoted to the next level and still didn't have the master's degree. Are you all with me tonight? The reason I bring that up is because you have to seek your destination or your destiny through the eyes of, you have to believe you can. You have to believe you can achieve. You can do more. So part of you seeking your destiny, you have to let go of some things. There are some failures from your past that you have to let go of. Many of us will place ourselves in a box and under that glass ceiling because we failed at something last year. or 3 years ago, or we saw our best friend fail at something. But we have to let go of the fear of our past and reach forth to that marvelous future. But not only, I submit to you that we need to let go of our past failures, we also have some past successes. Because a lot of us think we can only do so much because this is all we've seen as a measure of success. I submit to you tonight, you can do more, you can achieve more if you just believe in yourself, believe in your dream, believe in your goal, and press forward. So I leave you tonight by sharing with you and maximizing your potential. You've got to make up in your mind, I will never quit, I will never give up. I may stumble along the way, I may fall along the way, but I will get back up again. Never give up. Never quit. No matter what the challenge may be, don't give up. I remember my days at the University of Central Arkansas. I was working full-time for the state of Arkansas, trying to earn money to pay for my little apartment, my little car. Seemed like the engine was messed up every week. Mom and Dad didn't pay for my stuff. Lord knows I didn't want too many student loans. So I worked my way through, and one time I was called in and I lost my job. I said, what shall I do? What shall I do? That's when I was listening to that old gospel song, what shall I do? So, well, I've been brought this far. I'm not tired yet, so I went and found another job. So I submit to you young people, don't give up, don't give in, hold on to your decisive focus, keep a diligent attitude, and whatever you do, keep a determined goal in life, and you will make it. You will walk across the stage and receive your degree. You will go further to be a viable part of society. You will go on to lead companies. You'll go on with your own witty inventions. You'll go on further to do some great things. And then you'll be able to stand where I stand tonight to share with more young people. You have a splendiferous destiny. You have a splendiferous future. You have splendiferous potential. But don't give up. Don't give it. I dare you to look, y'all too quiet for me. I dare you to look at somebody and say, neighbor, whatever you do, don't give up. Whatever you do, maximize your potential. Thank you so much.
Well, Mr. Amos, will you come back to the podium, or you want me to just pass it to you? On behalf of the Office of Career Services and Y.M.T.F, thank you for coming. Thank you for answering the call. And he promised that he will be back with Y.M.T.F next year, along with some others. But one thing I don't want you to forget is the black and gold. So I would like to present this token of appreciation to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I enjoyed it. The role of the Office of Career Services is to prepare our students to make a successful transition from college to the real world of work. We invest a lot in our students, and it's always rewarding to us when we see freshmen come to our office with the desire and motivation to be successful. Tonight, we would like to recognize 2 students who exemplified some of the qualities that employers look for. And at this time, I ask Mrs. Knowlton to come to the podium to present the awards.
The first student that we want to recognize is a student who, the day that he walked into the office, and when I say this, he's gonna know who I'm talking about, he was wearing a suit. And Miss Cherry said, "Wow, you sure are sharp. Why are you dressed up?" He said, "I gotta handle my business, ma'am." He had an accent, and I asked him, Miss Cherry said, "What'd he say?" I said, he said he got to handle his business. So when he came into my office, I said, what do you mean you got to handle your business? He said, "I'm out here to get a job. So I came and I'm ready to get that job, ma'am." I said, "Okay, well, we gonna get you ready to get that job." I said, "So what qualities do you have that set you apart?" He said, "I'm a hard worker." He said, "People in the United States don't realize the opportunities that they have before them. But me, coming from a different country, I realize that you have to work hard. And that's something that my dad has instilled in me from the time I was old enough to work." So at this time, I would like Mr. Shamar Francis to come to the podium. So this certificate reads, and it's a certificate of recognition. This is to certify that Shamar Francis is hereby rewarded this certificate of recognition for outstanding achievement and professionalism for the year of 2016. Thank you, Mr. Shamar, for that. The next student that we want to recognize also set himself apart this summer. We were doing a presentation for the freshman class, and we originally had some students lined out that had done internships over the summer. Well, on this particular day, those students, all except for one, had other obligations. So we were looking through the audience and looking for someone who we thought could talk about the experiences and why they felt like career services was a benefit to them. So this young man, without hesitation, because I looked in the audience and I saw him, and I'm like, he can do that. So I called him to the side and I asked him if he was comfortable. And he said, "Yes, ma'am, I can do it." And when he got up there, he spoke very fluid, without nervousness and without hesitation. Mr. Cameron Withers, can you come to the podium for me, please, sir? Thank you so much for your support of career services and for being the person that you are. And I think we all will agree that both of these young men are very well on their way, in the words of Mr. Amos, to maximizing their potential.
Good evening again. It is my honor to recognize all guests tonight as we commence the 43rd Annual Youth Motivational Task Force Program. But first, allow me to recognize our supporters, because without them, this program would not be possible. If you are present, please stand. Our silver supporters, Murphy USA, which is presented by Mr. Don Williams and Mr. Marquise Gardner. Monsanto, which is represented by Mr. Malcolm Mattis II. U.S. Forest Service, which is represented by Mrs. Montez Ashley and Ms. Maya Solomon. And Sam's Club. The bronze supporter, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Our individual supporters, Ameriprise Financial, Ekanawi and Associates, Mr. John Ekanawi. Ameriprise Financial, Matlock and Associates, Mr. Lester Matlock. Ms. Kamisha Freeman, and Ms. Bobby Sweat. We are also pleased to announce that we have 38 consultants with us, of which 27 are graduates from this phenomenal university. Our consultants are representing the private sector, government agencies, educational institutions, and some are even entrepreneurs. They will spend 2 days on the campus of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, motivating students to succeed. Will all students stand? Thank you. Will the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Mr. Albert Bennett, please stand? Will the Interim Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs, Dr. Jacqueline McQuay, please stand? Dr. Carolyn Blakely, please stand. Will all other administrators please stand? We would also like to recognize Pastor Patrick and Janice Lockett, Mr. Fuller Cherry, Nathaniel Hughes, and Norman Lasley, who are special guests of Mrs. Shirley Cherry. Let's give all our participants and guests a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm here to stand in, I thought I saw Dr. Alexander back there. I'm here to represent Dr. Lawrence Alexander, our Chancellor. I'm sure you all are aware that Hillary Clinton is in a program at this time on our campus. He had planned to get away and be here with us, but apparently he was not able to do that. He is programmed to give the charge to the consultants and to the students. I want to attempt to do this in his stead. First of all, I want to ask a question. What's the difference in being smart and being brilliant? Nobody wants to answer it to yourselves. And then I'm going to tell you what I think the difference is. A smart person is someone that has natural born intellect. A brilliant person is someone who has natural born intellect and uses that natural born intellect to take themselves to new heights of service, support, and philanthropy and service to the community. All of you are here because you're smart. But that smartness becomes reality and makes the world a better place when you share it with other people and take what comes from collective reasoning and collective work and puts it back into society. Now, I use that metaphor because I want to think that what our consultants do is taking their smarts and their brilliance and their work experience and bringing it back to the university to help other students grasp what they have had, what they have learned through their careers, through their lives, and making their lives better. Students, these people have come here to work with you, to help you, to give you a start, a head start. You are getting experiences that students at other institutions don't get. You're getting experiences that you won't get if you don't take advantage of it. And I know you all are going to take advantage of it because you're here. But I want to encourage you to encourage the other students, the almost 2,500 students at UAPB who are not here tonight. Use your influence with them and get them involved in the programs, the presentations, and things that are going on for the rest of this week. And for our consultants, you all know why you're here. We know why you're here. and the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff is a better place because you are here. Thank you so much for coming, and students, don't miss the opportunity that's being presented to you. It's been a great program, Ms. Cherry, and thank you so much for all you do.
Good evening. I'm on the program to do reflections and a charge. And since I've been a part of the program for 24 years, I have a lot to say. So you guys just bear with me. I have a lot to say, because I'm going to go through the 20, no, I'm joking. They look like, oh my goodness. Well, I should say, since I am not at church, and some of you good AMEs will know what I'm talking about, I do not have to establish protocol. But I will say to our chancellor in his absence, to the leadership of the institution that's present, to Ms. Cherry and the members of her team, good evening and thanks for inviting me to give this charge. To all of you, the consultants and the students, I'm looking forward to working with you, to learning from you, and just, as I always say to the students, I'm old, so I'm gonna get in your business, so I'm gonna get to know you. I have been tasked with giving the consultant's charge for 2016, and I don't take this responsibility lightly. I enjoy getting a chance to speak directly to my peers. Now, a charge, I had to do a little research so I could make sure that I'm talking about the right thing. So no, Kevin Blakely, I'm not gonna talk about electrical energy, not that charge. And no, Keir Smith, I'm not gonna talk about Mr. Walmart, a record of what things cost, not gonna talk about that charge. And no ma'am, Sergeant Wonder, I'm not going to talk about the offenses under the law. I'm not going to talk about that charge either. But a charge is a responsibility and a duty assigned to someone. And as consultants over these next few days, we have been assigned the duty and responsibility to encourage, to support, to inform, and to help the students here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, our babies. The students here, our babies. Kevin understands that. To reboot for success. So to put it like my grandmother would say it, I have been tasked with giving my peers their marching orders. So 3 things, 3 points. 3 things. I'd like for each of you to commit to leaving wisdom with each student that you interact with over these next few days. I'd like for each of you to commit to giving every student that you interact with over these next few days an opportunity, whether that's employment, whether that's an opportunity to see you being professional, whether that's an opportunity to be corrected and redirected by you, whatever opportunity you can give to some student, I'd like for you to commit to doing that. Third and final, I'd like for you to commit to enhancing the lives of every student you encounter these next few days. It's real simple. I want you to commit to leaving wisdom, giving opportunities, and enhancing lives over these next few days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Felicia. So I will give the closing remarks. Mr. Bennett, you shouldn't have said it. You said you borrowed $500 to do your program, and I haven't been able to get $25. Hey, So I don't know where I need to apply for that loan. But this year, we had a budget cut. And so if you can tell me how I can get that loan, I would appreciate it. But first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you in this room, because in some way you have played a role in the success and the preparation for this program. Small or big, I'm grateful. Although our sponsors have been acknowledged, I want to personally thank you for your support. Because like I said, wouldn't be able to do it without you. You have sponsored this program, I guess 42 and a half years, because he got $500 the other. So it's been in existence for 43 years, but again, I thank you. With a program of this magnitude, you need a strong support team. And at this time, I would like to recognize and thank the people that made this happen. I call them my dream team, because anyone in leadership would want a team like this. They make my job so easy, and I am so grateful to them. So at this time, I will start with the coordinator of the program. Where is she? Will someone get Mr. Carlton? As usual, we call on him for everything. Some of you have received a lot of emails from this lady who joined our team, and I can't remember now, but she has not been with us a year. But she came in and she really catch on very fast. And she has done an excellent job as one of the coordinators of the program, Miss Samina Yasmin. And along with Samina, we have Yolanda Riley. And other members of the Dream Team, Shirley Hampton, Tracy Knowlton, and Maurice Carlton. Guys, this team is, I don't know what to say. They're great. As, what's that boy name on, he said, dynamic. They're dynamic, though. I mean, really. I mean, dynamite, JJ. I tell you. I mean, they work hard, they work as a team. They don't stop. They always go for excellence. And so I am so thankful to each one of you. And then we had a strong support team, Y.M.T.F Planning Committee, that worked very hard. And you know, I will say that I thank you for your hard work and your dedication, and most of all, I thank y'all for putting up with me, because I know this is a real task, but they are great. Ricky Peer, co-chair. Mr. Peer, Bobby Sweat, co-chair, and Felicia Collins Wiley. She's not with us tonight, and we did receive word that her grandmother passed away, so she's not with us, but in her absence, we are grateful and we thank God for her. Valois Bowers, Kevin Blakely, Camille Hodges, Kamisha Freeman, Dr. Ruth Jones, And this lady, I'm still standing on her shoulders. I am so appreciative to Mrs. Mary Jones. I have recognized her every year, but tonight she's here with me. Stand up, Miss Jones. When I came to Career Services, this was her baby, and we worked together, and then she passed it on to me, so a lot of things that I learned came exactly from Mrs. Jones, so I'm thankful for that. Felicia Kennedy, that just gave the charge, and Mr. Lester Matlock. Thank you all so much for all of your hard work, dedication. We have been planning this program since October, when we met. Mr. Matlock opened his doors to us on a Saturday, and we started working on the program, and then after that, we've been having conference calls every week. It may not look like a lot to you all, but it's a lot that goes into this program, and thanks to Mr. Blakely, he always set us up every week so we can talk. So I appreciate that. Will all the students, participants, please stand and remain standing. All students in the building. Talking to you now. You know, I was looking the other day and I saw a quote by Dr. King, and it reads, on the parable of the Good Samaritan, I imagine that the first question the priest and Levite asked was, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But by the very nature of his concerns, the Good Samaritan reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to me, to him? I want you to look around the room, because every consultant that's here today, they stop by to help you and to help all of the students here at the university that they will touch. Some of them went in their own pockets to come here to be a part of this program. And you heard them, some of them have been coming for years and years and years. Failure is not an option for any of you that are standing. And I want to challenge you to ask your friends that chose to go to another university, ask them this: how is your career services? What you? All right, ask them. And then I want you to ask them a second question. Do you have any programs on your campus like Y.M.T.F where 20+ graduates come back and interact with you? Ask them. Then the third thing I want you to do, when you get on your social media, say something about what you're doing, what you're receiving, so somebody else can see. We're putting them other pictures out there. Put a picture of me out there. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I want you to know that you are blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. And I don't want you to forget that. You know, last year, I got choked up and I said, oh, we're going to do that everywhere I went. They said, we saw you on TV crying. I said, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. But this is nothing but love for you in this room. In this room. And there's a lot of people in this room that did not get this. So I want you to know that this is very, very special. And I want to extend my appreciation to each one of you for committing to work with this program. You know, I told you all the other day, I said, we are preparing you to get out of here, to make the transition to the workplace. So sometimes we apply a lot of tough love that you don't understand now, but you will understand. So I want you to give everybody in this room a round of applause. Including our speaker tonight that gave you some very, very, very good points. Mr. Carlton, sorry, would you bring me a gift bag, please? One of the ones on the table. Thank you. In the meantime, while he's getting that, Mr. Bennett, thank you for your support and for being here, Dr. McCrae. And as always, Dr. Blakely, you've been with us, so I thank you. And thanks to all of you. You all may sit down, I'm sorry. That's obedience, just stay until I tell you to sit. But tonight we have a gift for each one of the students. And, you know, I want you to know the sponsors that make this possible. And then we have those that are individual sponsors that were mentioned, and that was Kamisha and Bobby Sweat. Thank you. Now, on this bag, which when I finish Jabri, you can come and get this, okay? Now, Ms. Yasmin put a little note on here, said, you are a gift to UAPB. And inside, you have business cards. With your, she said, with my name on it? Yeah, they got your name on it. You have your own personal business cards. Your business card holder that's in gold, UAPB. Okay. We did a wristband with UAPB that has some information that you can carry for life, that you can use after you leave. You have a pen to write your thank you letter. That's right. And then you have a button that says Reboot for Success. Oh, and you have a keychain with career services on it. So this is our, and Kamisha Freeman made the statement to me. She said, I know your budget is short, low, whatever. I'm gonna keep saying that budget. Can everybody say budget? She said, but I wanna make sure that those students have business cards. So she donated out of her pocket to make sure that this happened. And as you saw, those gift cards that we were giving away, and I just have a bag of them that came from Bobby Sweat. So again, thank you. And we have a couple of visitors. Kennedy? Yes, will you stand? They are from the University of? Lincoln University. I am so sorry. Both of you stand, please. I am so sorry with the names. I should have written them down. They are here because they want to observe this program. See, I told y'all to ask. And they want to observe this program, so maybe this is something that they can take to their campus. So we welcome you, and both of you, and you'll have something to go back and tell. I promise you that.
Well, Mrs. Bennett told me I was put on the program because they just wanted a long program tonight. Well, we've heard a lot of great messages tonight. The keynote was actually, is he still here? Oh, right here. Mr. Amos. Sorry. Your words were very powerful. And, but I want to remind the consultants, especially for those of us who were here last year. You remember last year? We were so excited to be here, and we had the greatest program planned. You remember what our theme was?
ACES, what's in your deck?
ACES.
What's in your deck?
What's in your deck?
That's right. And so to Mr. Peer, Ms. Freeman, and Dr. Jones, the theme this year is right on time, reboot for success. So I want all 38 consultants to stand up, because we're going to close after this, right there. We have all that energy that we had last year that we couldn't come out here and get rid of. So we're just full of energy this year. So we are 38 strong. Let me hear you say it. We're 38 strong. Thank you.